Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today we'll talk about the Canadian immigration program, which is specifically designed for H1B holders in the United States. It is starting on July 16th, 2023, and we'll talk about the details. We'll also talk about what is happening with the pending visa numbers in different categories that USCIS has published recently, and what does this mean for the people who are stuck in the backlog, and some of them can take advantage of this Canadian visa program. So I know a lot of people will benefit from this topic, so watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration and lifestyle related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, before you take any action, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now, IRCC, which is the Canadian Immigration Agency, recently declared something that drew a lot of attention from people in the United States, especially who are on the H1B visa. Now I talk about this on my Twitter handle, and if you don't follow me, please do consider following me because I talk a lot about immigration on that. But regardless, there is a lot of chatter on this topic and I thought I would cover this in details. I'll tell you specifically a couple of things that you might be interested in. Some people who are in some unique situations may benefit from this program. So let's jump into it. Now before we talk about this upcoming Canadian visa program for H1B category, let's look at what USCIS has published on their website. Now, as you can see, recently the USCIS published some of the data for the pending application numbers. So they published pending application numbers from I-140, I-130, I-140 and so on. So let's quickly take a look at some of these numbers. Now if you look at this particular chart, which shows number of forms of I-130 petitions for alien relatives, approved family-based petitions awaiting visa availability. Now preference category by beneficiaries, country of birth. So they have listed down China, India, Mexico, Philippines and the rest of the world. Now what you can see here is different categories in family based category and how many applications are pending availability of the visa number. So as you can see, China has consistent about 900, 6,600, 4,100 and 4,300 in F1 through F4 category. So the total pending applications for China is 55,000. For India, it's 78,000. For Mexico, it's 495,000. Almost 500,000 applications are pending for the Mexican immigrants. And Philippines and rest of the world is another half of that. So total of 1.3 million pending applications in I-130, which is the family-based section. There are numerical caps for these categories, and Department of State usually processes these applications. Now, you might also want to think about when USCIS brings back that stamping within the US for H1 and L1 visa holders, how will that workload impact this already pending number of 1.3 million applications for family-based category? Because the department that is going to work on these is probably going to be the same. Now that's one staggering number that I wanted to show you. Now let's look at another report that is for employment based category. Now this is the one, number of form I-140, I-360, I-526 approved employment based petitions awaiting visa availability. Now again, they have given these numbers by country, but if you look at the total at the top, 685,000 applicants are pending for employment based category for a visa number availability. So as you know, a lot of the employment based visa categories are retrogress, especially for China, India and some for rest of the world. These are 685,000 applications pending for employment based category. Now for China, there are 73,000 pending, El Salvador there are 26,000, but look at India. India is 482,697 applicants pending for India. Now how do they distribute? In EB1, about 7,000 applications are pending. EB2, 358,000 applications are pending. EB3, 115,000 applications are pending, and so on. So as you can see, the numbers are significantly higher for EB2. Now you can think about, with these numbers, why the dates are not progressing. You can say only 2,800 applications or 2,800 numbers are available for each category, EB1, EB2 and EB3 for India, and you can see how many years it will take to clear this backlog, unless we have a significant number of spillovers from the family based category, which seems highly unlikely with the 1.3 million already pending in that sector, and also from the rest of the world, because that category is also retrogress. You can see the rest of the world also has pending visa numbers, which is 5,400 in EB2 and about 11,000 in EB3 third preference category. Now the reason I'm going through these numbers is that will give you a hint about how slowly the EB category is going to progress for EB2 and EB3. I would speculate that EB1 will be fine in the long run for India. They might become current in October, but EB2 and EB3 has long ways to go, and with the amount of incoming applicants coming, with the amount of student visas being processed in the Indian consulates, you may have seen in the news how Indian consulates are bragging about record number of applicants they are processing in different visa categories. Where are these all applicants going to go? They are coming to US and they are waiting for their green card. They are applying for their green card and they are entering in this pool of pending applicants. So this backlog is just going to grow unless there is some relief from the Congress, which we are not sure is going to come. So these numbers, whenever USCIS publishes them, gets messier every year. Every time I look at these numbers, they are worst and worst. So that brings me to my original topic, which is Canadian visa for H1B holders. So I know for sure that some of you are interested in stock trading, day trading, buying cryptocurrencies. I want to present you Webull. Webull is a trading platform. It allows you to buy stock, it allows you to buy options, do options trading, and also it allows you to buy cryptocurrency. Webull 9 was released with a brand new home and market page, asset page, and economic calendar. Also, Webull Cash Management was launched with 5.8% API with no fees attached and no minimum balance and unlimited withdrawals. This is amazing. New Webull USA users can still enjoy 5.8% APY and gift up to 12 free stocks when making an initial deposit of any amount. Each is valued between $3 and $3,000. Feel free to take advantage of this. Join through my link and you will get those free stocks. Now I scoured over the internet and through IRCC website a lot to find out what this program is all about. And here's the backgrounder information. Canada's tech talent strategy. So what government of Canada is doing is, it is embracing Canada's emerging role as a leader in global tech talent recruitment and attraction to ensure Canada is not only filling in-demand jobs today, but also attracting the skills and business talent to create jobs for tomorrow. So they are future thinking, not just filling what they need today, but they are also future thinking how much demand will be there in the future and how many people they can attract now by creating such programs. So the Honorable Sean Fraser, Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship, announced an approach that includes 4 key pillars involving additional and improvements to the programs offered by IRCC. The first one is developing a new innovation stream under International Mobility Program to attract highly talented individuals. The first wave or first pillar is going to be International Mobility Program. Now they are going to issue employer specific work permits up to 5 years for workers destined to work for a company identified by the Canadian government as contributing to their industrial innovation goals. So that is the first pillar, which is so innovative. Now this one, second one, is promoting Canada as destination for digital nomads. Now digital nomad is a person who can do their job from anywhere, right? So in this category, the digital nomad only needs a visitor status to relocate to Canada for up to 6 months at the time when they perform their jobs remotely for a foreign employer. So they are encouraging people to move to Canada and work from Canada while they are being an employer for worldwide employers. This is also amazing. Now the third one is where we talk about H1B program, improving labor mobility in North America by creating a streamlined work permit for H1B specialty occupation visa holders in the US to apply to come to Canada. Now they are creating a category of visa. They are doing this as a test or pilot program, and they are going to issue 10,000 visas starting July 16th. So thousands of workers in the tech field are employed with companies that have large operations in both US and Canada, and those working in the US often hold an H1B visa. Now as of July 16th, 2023, H1B specialty occupation visa holders in the US and their accompanying immediate family members will be eligible to apply to come to Canada. Now they are not saying they are going to have to come and work in Canada. They can apply for a permit and they can come to Canada. That is a key difference between the immigration system in the US and Canada, because they are not saying you are bound to your job. They are saying get a work permit, come here, and then that will allow you to find a job, and that will be an open work permit. Now open work permit is something that is different than H1B program. The closest relative to an open work permit is a EAD card, which allows you to work anywhere. So you can relate this open work permit to an EAD card. Now approved applicants will receive an open work permit for up to 3 years in duration, which means they will be able to work for almost any employer anywhere in Canada. Their spouses and dependents will also be eligible to apply for a temporary resident visa with work or study permit as needed. Incredible, because they are not limiting the primary applicant to work. They are also going to provide the same open work permit to their spouse and also children. This measure will remain in effect for about 1 year or until IRCC receives 10,000 applicants. Only principal applicants and not their accompanied family members will count towards this application cap. Now read this carefully. What Canadian government is saying is this 10,000 quota that has been created will only apply to the primary applicant. The dependents will not be counted against this cap. Isn't this what we want to see in US as well? Because in US today, the way green cards are given out is each number or each family members takes up one green card number. In this case, they are saying only the primary applicant will take up a visa number from this pool of 10,000 applications. US should learn a little bit from its neighbor to the north. And then they are also going to talk about improve existing programs that cater towards workers in high-skilled tech occupations such as Global Skills Strategy, Startup Visa Program, and so on. But my focus of this video, because we are talking about this new program which is going to start on July 16th specifically for H1B candidates. Now they haven't specified all the documentation list, but I'm going to speculate that it's going to be very close to the Global Talent Stream program. It is also another program where you can if you are in the STEM or technology job, you can apply for GTS or Global Talent Stream visa, which is available fairly easily for people in the tech industry. At this point in time, there are no details about what are the application requirements, but I think they will be very close to the Global Talent Stream. Now another thing I wanted to caution about is if you want to take advantage of this tech strategy program by Canadian government, who are going to issue open work permits to H1B holders, you want to start your application or you want to start your preparation right away, because 16th of July is not too far away. It's just 12 days away. You might want to start picking up your documentation and see if you need a lawyer. Let me first give you my thoughts on what are the kind of documents that you will need to apply for this visa. Now, if you look at this Global Talent Stream, you will see there is a processing fee of up to $1,000. So you can expect somewhere similar for this new H1B related work permit program. Now there is a slight difference in this Global Talent Stream and this upcoming open work permit program for H1B candidates, in that Global Talent Stream will typically require an LMI, which is Labor Market Impact Assessment. That will not be required for this new program that Canadian government is doing. So that will save you a lot of time. So this will be much faster than the GTS. In the GTS program, you will also be referred by a third party or designated referral partners, which is not required for this new program, which is Tech Talent Strategy for H1B. Now you will need your experience certificate from the US wherever you have worked. You'll also need your educational degrees. You'll need to prove that you have a basic education in technology as a bachelor's or a master's degree or even PhD. So educational documents, experience certificates, your proof of stay in the United States, your proof of H1B. Now whether just an approval notice of H1B is enough or do they need a stamp on your passport is not clear at this point of time. Let's say if your approval notice is enough. So you have your educational documents, you have your experience certificates or experience, you have your H1B program. They may also have a fee associated with it, which might be $1,000 or $1,500. There will be sections for your dependents, so they know exactly how many work permits they need to issue you and your family. I don't think there will be any more requirements in terms of language. IELTS and other things are required mainly for the PR application. Now my suspicion is, if you want to take advantage of this take talent strategy that is starting on July 16, you want to prepare your documentation now. You want to hire a lawyer if you need to hire a lawyer, and you want to prepare yourself to submit the application on day 1, because they are only going to accept 10,000 applications, and going by what has happened in the similar streams in the past, I would say it could be filled within couple of days, maybe 2 or 3 days, or even you might get surprised if it gets filled on day 1. So if you want to take advantage of this program, I highly recommend you apply on first day of its release. Although they say that this program is going to be accepting applications for up to 1 year or 10,000 applications, whichever comes first. Given the situation, pending visa numbers that we saw in the US, I will not be surprised if this category fills up within a day or 2. So I just wanted to kind of caution you on that. For people who have a long wait in the green card in the United States, I highly recommend that you consider applying for this option. If your kids are little or if you don't have kids, it is an easier move to Canada. You will get 3 years open work permit. It's like a green card. You can apply and work for any employer in the Canada. There is no LMIA required. Typically a Canadian work program needs and labor market impact assessment, but this program there will be no LMIA required, so there will be a lot of time saved. And most importantly, your spouse will also get an open work permit. That means he or she will be able to work anywhere as well. Now there are 3 important categories that I wanted to mention. Is one in which your kids in the US have aged out. This might be a golden opportunity for them. Get into a work permit program, open work permit program in Canada, get a job in Canada and get their Canadian PR. So the children of H1B holders who have been in the US for a long time, this is a golden opportunity. The second one is, if you have been in the US on H1B program and if you are in the green card backlog for a long time, I am pretty sure you are over the age of 35 or 40 years old. In this case, normal pathway, which is the express entry program for Canada, will not be available for you. The reason is you have lost all the age related points that you may have needed get enough points to apply for a PR in express entry. Now if you have been in the US for a long time, you are certainly above 35 or 40 years of age, and this is an opportunity for you to get to Canada, get that job on an open work permit, and that way you will get enough points to get to your PR stage. This is a brand new opportunity or brand new door that Canada has opened for those people who have crossed their 35 or 40 years of age to come to Canada and acquire a PR or permanent residency. So this is a very important point you might want to pay attention to. And if you need my suggestion or if you want to talk to me, do reach out to me on Patreon or book an appointment with me on Calendly. But don't miss this opportunity. And then the third important category of people I'm going to tell you is people who are stuck in EB2 or EB3 category and who are looking for that EB1C category to apply for your green card. Now this visa will provide you in that opportunity, because most of the people who are working for multinationals will have a presence in Canada as well, or they may be open to allow you to work from Canada. So this will give you an opportunity to work from Canada for a year, which will allow you to work outside of the United States in the same company in the managerial capacity for more than a year, and then you may qualify for EB1C. So people who are contemplating doing EB1C should also consider this option, because that will make you eligible to stay in Canada doing the same job and becoming eligible for this visa. So as and when IRCC gives more updates on this program, I'll be sure to make a video. So stay tuned to my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you will get the notification of this program. And if you have more questions on this, do drop the comments in the comment section below or contact me on my Calendly. Hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, do hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.